57% of Americans cannot afford even a simple $1,000 emergency expense.
I'm broke.
Now, is this because 57% of Americans don't budget properly, or is it because of rising rents and inflation? Well, to answer this question, I've pulled some statistics from the Bureau of Labor to see just how long it would take for the average American to save 6 months worth of expenses. And then at the end of this video, I'll go over in what order you should be investing, saving, or paying off your debt. All right, so let's take good old Robert and Olivia Smith, right? Bob Smith here. He and she are your average Americans making just under $84,000 a year. The income is $69,32. Expenses, and I don't know how they got these expenses, but apparently the Bureau of Labor Statistics have found out a way to do this, but their expenses were $6,081 a month. You subtract those out, that leaves them with $851 a month to do whatever they want to do with. Now, if they want to try to get their emergency fund, 6 months of expenses here would be $36,000, just shy of $36,500. It would take Robert and Olivia 3.5 years if nothing goes wrong in the meantime, nothing happens, 3.5 years just to get to this point. That's a long time to get to that emergency fund. All right, so what does Robert and Olivia do? What can they do here, right? In this kind of situation. Now, I worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients. We focus on cash flow, right? Not just passive income, but even just how do we free up income too, or free up expenses. I'll tell you, one of the first places we're gonna look is one, do they get a tax return? Each year, so many Americans, they get so thrilled with the US government, the IRS, saying, you get a tax return this year. Do you know what that is? That just means you overpaid your taxes for that year, and they kept it at a 0% fee to you, or really to them. So they got this money, income, tax-free, interest-free from you for a whole year to hold on to your money, only just to give it back to you. That's by design. So the question is, how much of a tax refund do you get? So it's not uncommon. I see a lot of people, they get at least in this situation, at least $3,000 tax return. Well, $3,000 implies you overpaid $250 a month. Now, someone might say, okay, good. Well, at least once a year I can give a little extra boost to this. But the problem is this, is that even if you get a little extra boost, most people usually have some way to spend that money. They usually don't save it. They usually have something else that comes up what they need it for. I would rather have you take that $250 a month here and now. The way you do that is you go to your accountant and ask them, and assuming you have an accountant, ask them, what kind of exemptions can I claim to where I save myself $350 a month off our paychecks, or $250 a month off our paychecks? If you do that, they'll probably say, okay, claim this number. The number doesn't matter. The IRS, all they want is to make sure they get their money, right? They want their tax money. But after that, they don't really care. Even if you end up overestimating and you have to pay some back, oh well, you just got now money from them interest-free that you got on loan, so to speak, but you didn't have to pay any interest. You just have to pay them back a year later. So you can even get more money that way. So that's one cool thing you could do there. Two, I would recommend that I imagine that they're going to be looking at their money, but still, don't just watch the account balances. Start tracking your money and look for ways that maybe you can start cutting back on certain expenses. Even if it's just 5%, that's it. Understand that 5% of this still would free up about $120 a month. Hey, that puts them almost $1,000 a month. It speeds up that process a little bit more. $120 a month, what does that do? That now saves you about $1,400 more a year. That just helps you get to that goal a little faster. So it's not gonna make or break you. Yeah, I'll save you a few months, but still, if that's money you can get back in your possession, do it. Get rid of those subscriptions that you're not using, those apps that you're getting charged monthly for you forgot about. Start tracking your money so you can see what's really happening beneath the surface. Are you eating out a lot? Maybe eat out a little bit less. I'm not saying you don't enjoy life. I'm not saying cut out date night. Do the things that are important to you. But remember, invest in things that are important and then cut off the things that are not important in your life. Another thing we find too is our debts. Now, obviously in their situation, we don't have this, but debt is another situation where we could actually free up more money. However, here's a big warning. If this is all you have and you're just starting out and getting an emergency fund, build up that emergency fund to at least $5,000 to $10,000 first before trying to aggressively pay off other loans. I will say this, in the meantime, when a loan does get paid off, you do not want to fall victim to Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law, not to be confused with a disease, you're not losing your mind, right? Parkinson's law instead says that whenever you free up money or free up time, you tend to fill it with something else within a matter of months. So if you free up, say, $200 a month by paying off a credit card, what happens is most people will find a way to spend that $200 a month elsewhere. Your goal is instead get that $200 a month into here. So if you free up $200 a month, you bump that sucker up to $1,051. Great way to do this is automate this. Automate this as much as you can. Well, what if an emergency happens, Chris? Great, that's what this is for. It's an emergency fund, so it's good, it's fine. You want to get that money into savings, better than blowing it and then it's gone forever. And then you can't get it back and then you're charging up credit cards. Oh, by the way, key tip here, do not invest in a 401k if you don't have an emergency fund. I know that's gonna tick off a lot of financial people and maybe even you, but I'm telling you, so many times people will lock their money away in a 401k where they cannot touch it unless they borrow against it, but they lock it up in there. They can't get to that money. What if the market loses? Well, great, you just lost that, what was supposed to be part of your emergency fund. It's now declining, it's decreasing. I don't care if you get the company match. It doesn't matter. It's gonna take years to get invested with them anyways. Instead, focus here. And if you've got high interest debt, focus there. Pay off those credit cards. Forget the stock market. Forget those 401ks. It's not worth it. The numbers never play out to be better than building this up for peace of mind and paying off those high interest debts. So be sure not to be funding that 401k. If you're doing it, stop it. You can stop it right now. You can't change the past, but you can stop that 401k and start using that money instead to build this thing up faster, because what happens if you don't have the money in this account and you have a real emergency that happens? Where are you gonna go? You probably won't wanna go to your 401k, so you'll end up going to a credit card. And that credit card is going to be a much higher interest rate than the return you're going to have to pay or earn on your 401k. And yes, you're not really earning 100% return when you get a match in your 401k or a 50% return. It doesn't work out that way, guys. The credit card is the thing you want to avoid. That's why we need this fund first. After this is up there, great. If you want to load up your 401k, do it. But focus here first. So if you've been putting a few $100s a month in 401k, add it to here and then have it go there. That's the key thing there. All right, so let me recap this for you here really quick, right? For you, this is for you, Robert and Olivia. I haven't met you, but I feel like I know you. So step number 1, emergency fund. Get that funded first. Get it to at least, like I said, $5,000 to $10,000. I know guys out there like Dave Ramsey said, get it to $1,000 is your baby step. Nope, not enough. $1,000 with inflation, he's been teaching this for 25, 30 years. Inflation killed that. It should be at least $5,000 or $10,000 before you worry about number 2, which is pay off high interest debt, right? Get rid of those next. You can start applying those. Even if it slows this down a little bit, I would still do this. Still keep adding to this. You might back it off a little bit, but still keep adding to this every single month. Make it automatic. Then focus on paying off debt. And when you do that, when you free that money up, then take that money and apply it to here. And then number 3 is then you can invest. Yes, you could do a 401k, but I would actually recommend doing something different. One place I keep and even diversify my emergency fund away from is I don't like my bank account. I know it pays me 0.nothing% and then they tax me on 0.nothing%. I actually use something called infinite banking along with my bank account, where I actually use that to diversify, get paid a higher return that's tax-free. It's like a supercharged tax-free savings account when it's set up correctly. So I use that, and the cool thing is if I have that money there and I build up beyond my emergency fund, I also have money to invest from there where I can actually earn money in 2 places at the same time. How do you do that? We got some more videos on our channel that show about how infinite banking really works. But I will just say this, guys. First and foremost, that emergency fund is your peace of mind account. That is your abundance insurance. You need that first, then debt, then you worry about investing. Don't even worry about investing. Don't even ask me, Chris, where do I invest? I got $5,000, $10,000. Don't do it. You need that emergency fund first before you even worry about this. All right, guys. So if this has been good and you want to learn more about infinite banking, I've got something for you, but there's some warnings with infinite banking too. Check out this video about why putting all your money into infinite banking is actually a bad idea. Check it out.